Hello YouTube! This is Shannon and I'm back. I'm back. It's currently Monday, August 29th, 2011, and I have a life update for you. My life, your life, our life. So I'm here to follow up with the information in the videos that I last posted. So there's lots of information, so stay tuned. Alright, so September 2011 is going to be quite an interesting month. We have a few months ahead of us that are going to be quite rough. So let's just do whatever it takes to hold on and be strong and get through this time. Because I feel like it could get a little easier as this time is over. But I don't know. I'm very glad to be back. It's been about 4 months since I made my last video. And I really thought that I had lost my powers. And I thought I had nothing else to say. But I didn't. And I do. I have a lot more to say. A lot more to share with you. In that time that I was living my life, I did a lot of soul searching, a lot of researching and learning about myself and the world around me. I came across some pretty life-changing stuff about myself, about the world we live in, spiritually, religiously, in regards to our culture and our way of life and other cultures and religions around the world, and a few other areas too. I don't have many people in my life to discuss this stuff with, just one. So I'm really glad to be back and to share my thoughts with other people that are interested in the same types of things. And more importantly, I want to continue to gain more information and hear different perspectives. I will discuss my findings and what it means for us, and why it's important to us, and why it's important to us now. So we have something called ELEnin / Nibiru, and the details, the exact details, are a little bit fuzzy in terms of what mass in the solar system is called what. So although the very fine details are a little bit fuzzy, the main concept and what is going to happen is pretty consistent. So we basically have our solar system, which is a set amount of planets that orbit around the sun, and we are happy and we are pretty, this is the norm, how everything is with our planets and our sun and our solar system. And every 3,600 years there is another solar system that enters ours. And what it basically is a cluster of planets and debris that is pretty chaotic when it comes around us. And it's basically how NASA explains it. It's a brown dwarf, and there's a large planet-like object that orbits around it, and it has other planets, and it has its own little ecosystem that goes on there. So And NASA calls it a planet-like object, and it also calls it a mystery object. And behind it is just a ton of debris, asteroids and comets. Not sure the exact details of what that. I know those are pretty much very similar but different. And just a lot of trash that trails behind it a really, really long way. So that is coming around. It's very close to us. And there has been a long history with Earth and Nibiru. And I will probably use the terms Nibiru and ELEnin interchangeably. I know they probably shouldn't be, because I think that they're two different things. One is the brown dwarf, the larger one, and one is a planet-like object. But the fact is that when this team comes around, it wreaks havoc on our sweet little Earth. But there has been a long history with Earth and Nibiru. And by the way, ELEnin stands for, it's spelled ELENIN, and that stands for Extinction Level Event. Nibiru is near. So the long history with Earth and Nibiru, the Sumerians, who were the very first civilizations on Earth before any other, talked about and have illustrations of Nibiru and its 3,600-year orbit and the destruction that it brings. It is also said that Nibiru is also to blame for the extinction of the dinosaurs 3,600 years ago. You're also able to see it in Google Sky and a few other similar websites. Although in most of those other programs, exactly where Nibiru's coordinates are, there's a little black box that's covering it. And you can't see the object directly, but you can see the light emanating from all sides of it. So something is clearly there, but they're not letting us see exactly what it is that's there and what it looks like. I think that they don't want us to know about it, so they're trying to hide it from us. But nosy people and people that feel like there's something else and there's something more that's happening in this world, we have a craving for finding out the truth and always finding out new information. So you can put a little black box over it, guys, but we're gonna find other ways to get to the truth. You can only hide it for so long. There are also many videos and pictures on YouTube and on the internet of the two suns. You can look it up and see for yourself. And there's videos that have been filmed from all over the world. You'll see two suns in China, in the US, all over. People are just, it's amazing when you see it in the sky. And that's where chemtrails come in. It's said that chemtrails, it's a chemical that they're releasing into the atmosphere so that people get sick or something. But I think more so than that, what they're doing now is they're chemtrailing the sky so that they're covering the sky with clouds, artificial clouds, to cover what's actually going on in the sky. Because this planet in the solar system is coming up behind the sun. So it looks as if there's two suns, you know, there in the sky. And it's only going to look bigger as time goes on because it's only getting closer to us. So, and I have some illustrations for you. I'll show you in a little bit about kind of exactly the location and stuff of it. And some countries even cover it on their nightly news. But like I mentioned, our country chose not to discuss this with us. They're trying to keep it a secret from us. And almost the craziest of them all, the little proofs that I've put together, proof of why this is real, and people for a long time didn't believe this, and they just brushed it off like, you know, oh, there's lots of stuff happening in the solar system, and there's millions of planets and billions of planets. But it's evident that what's coming around our neighborhood has the potential for massive destruction. And I think this is this is what the Mayans were probably talking about, because they were very good at figuring out the sky and how it works and the timeline. They were master timekeepers. But the craziest of them all, I think, is a picture that I have. I was at the beach February of this year, 2011, and I took a few pictures of the ocean, the sand, the ocean, and the sky. And I didn't know when I took it. I noticed days later. I was looking at the sky in those pictures, and I'm like, what is that big ass circle thing? The sun was somewhere else in the sky. The moon was someplace else. And I'm like, what is this thing? I don't understand. And it was this planet, and it had two little dots on each side. And that probably was either a comet that's attached to it, or one of the planets that's attached to it. So that's pretty crazy. I'm not sure how to put it on a video, so I'll try to figure that out so I can show you guys. And maybe this is not proof at all, but there's two movies that came out that are pretty eerie. I just saw both of them pretty recently, and the movie Deep Impact, that was made in 1999 with Morgan Freeman and Elijah Wood. That is about an extinction level event, about how these asteroids are coming and they're on a path to our Earth, and it shows how that plays out. And also the movie The Knowing with Nicolas Cage. That movie is about some predictions that were made a lot of years prior to them finding this information. But basically, that's about solar flares that were miscalculated initially, and they have the potential to ruin life sustaining on Earth, or sustaining life on Earth. So if you have a chance, check them out. It's interesting to see how these two different events play out. So go ahead and look that up. And I think, wow, I'm gonna stop this video and I'll make another one. Time flies. Okay. And I still obviously haven't figured out and mastered this time thing. I have too much to say at this point, and okay, see ya in a minute.